The Hawaii Workers Center announced financial compensation has been awarded to several employees of Max's restaurant, a result of the U.S. Department of Labor saying workers there have been exploited for years. Robert Buon has this report.
Workers at this restaurant and another location on Oahu just received hours of back wages and also damages for years of unpaid work. Max's Fried Chicken is an iconic restaurant brand in the Philippines with history going back to 1945, but it's more recent history here in Hawaii that's been in question.
The case really came about, one of the former workers at the restaurant came up to us and just mentioned kind of some of the conditions that some of the workers were facing.
So the Hawaii Workers Center took those complaints to the Hawaii Department of Labor. That turned into investigations on both the state and federal levels.
Some of the workers were working 60, 70 hours a week, but the big thing for them was they felt they weren't able to leave their job to go visit family back in the Philippines. Some of them have been here for almost a decade and they have family back in the Philippines and they wanted to go home and visit them, but that sense of obligation of having to work for their employer and not being able to leave, I think it was really just heartbreaking for them.
But separate from their sense of obligation to their employer, the labor investigations found those extensive schedules worked without overtime pay, were due back wages and damages.
Unfortunately, the workers are only allowed 3 years back of back wages, but at the same time they do get liquidated damages, which is equal to the amount of those 3 years. So some of those workers are getting an additional amount as liquidated damages.
So how are those employees reacting to the news and their recent windfall? There isn't as much excitement as you might think.
I think it translates to debt of the heart, right? Where you feel like you have to give so much more to your employer because they're giving you this opportunity to work. And some of these workers coming from the Philippines, that sometimes doesn't translate exactly well here in the U.S. because it's easy to be exploited for labor with that type of kind of cultural value that the Filipino community has.
In Iwilei, Robert Buon, Island News.